Hey everybody, welcome back to Conscientious Omnivore. My name is Pal. Today I'm going to be showing you guys an awesome recipe that I kind of came across by some random combination of things I had at home. If you follow me on Twitter, you'll have seen my post where I did a mashup of bulgur and lentils, and then I had a curried potato and Brussels sprouts and peas and corn. It sounds like an odd combination, but it worked out wonderfully. Since then, I've made the meal a couple of times with slight variations. Today I'm doing another variation that we've also done, came out great, is one with chickpeas. So I cooked up these chickpeas in the pressure cooker a couple days ago. These are the leftovers here. If you may have seen my video a long time ago where I did hummus from dried chickpeas. I explain how I cook them in the pressure cooker. You can go watch that. I'll link it at the end as well. But anyway, so I'm going to use up the chickpeas, and we're going to need an onion, a bunch of potatoes, and some bulgur and lentils of your choice. Last time I had the brown kind. Now I'm using this red kind. So anyway, let's get to work. We're going to peel and wash the potatoes and chop up the onion. That can be done later, but let's get the potatoes cleaned up first, then I'll show you guys the amounts for the bulgur and the lentils. Alright, so got the potatoes peeled. They're ready to go. I'm going to chop those up into little cubes, get them in a pot in a second. And right now what I'm going to do is measure out my bulgur and my lentils, and I'm going to just show you guys what I do. I just use just like a standard, coffee mug or whatever. I go about 3/4 full with the bulgur, fill the rest with the lentils, and then I do this twice. So it's roughly 2 cups total. You guys know I'm not a huge fan of measuring things too precisely, so you just do it to taste however you want. I find this mix is relatively good. So there we go. We're going to rinse this, and then what we're going to do is we're going to add 5 mugs worth of water to this. So I'm going to rinse and drain this, then I'm going to add the 5 mugs worth of water and a little bit of salt, and then we're going to get that boiling. I'll show it to you guys next, and we're going to get the potatoes going too. Alright guys, so we've got the 5 mugs of water in here. This is going on medium heat, and we've got just a little bit, maybe 1/2 inch or 3/4 of an inch over the top of the potatoes in there. And last time when I did use the frozen Brussels sprouts and corn and peas, what I did was I used my handy dandy top that fits in here. This is a nice little steamer tray. It works great. You could use it over either thing, but as it is right now, I don't have to actually thaw any, steam any, veggies. So I'm just gonna put this over here like this with a wooden spoon just to make sure it doesn't run over. I'm gonna do the same here. The beauty of this meal is that these two things should be pretty much ready almost at the same time, getting them started like this. It might take the potatoes a little longer depending on the potatoes and depending on the lentils too, but for the most part, it finishes roughly at the same time. So I'm going to show this to you guys when the potatoes are just fork tender or soft or whatever you want to call it. And what we're going to do is finish this up too, and then I'll show you guys the next step. I almost forgot to tell you guys, I do put in a little bit of seasoning and salt into the bulgur and the lentils. So I've added, just a bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, 1 small spoonful, this size, of turmeric, and also ground caraway seeds. That's just in there, okay? Okay, so you can see the bulgur and the lentils are just about finished. I'm going to stir every minute or so just to make sure nothing starts sticking, and pretty soon I'm going to actually stop the heat under that one. And then what we are going to do is just keep going with the potatoes. They actually haven't boiled. I think I have more than I did last time, so that's why these aren't ready yet, but we'll keep an eye on it. And in the meantime, I just took out a nice bread from the oven, Got a nice sourdough that I just baked. So if anybody hasn't seen my videos about baking sourdough bread, I'll link those at the end too in case you're interested. And the next thing that I'm working on is I'm going to chop up the onion here, just get it in a skillet, and then we'll just have that on the side ready to go when the potatoes are ready. Got the onions, and I forgot to say that optionally you can add some garlic, so I added about 3 cloves of garlic in there as well. The lentils are done in the back. The potatoes are going strong. They should be done pretty soon, so the timing is still pretty good. And we're going to actually start giving these a nice toasting here. You could use oil, but I'm doing no oil today, so just gonna, keep an eye on them, keep stirring, and then every once in a while when they start sticking, add a little splash of water. I've done a bunch of videos where I show that kind of no oil sauteing or whatever. I guess it's not sauteing technically because it has no oil, but pan frying or whatever you want to call it. So yeah, just keep an eye on these, toast them up nicely, and by then the potatoes should be done. And I'll show you guys the next steps, but we're gonna basically use just a strainer, get the potatoes out and throw them in here with the chickpeas. You'll see it in a second. Alright guys, so the timing was actually great. The potatoes are done, I just checked them. The onions are now starting to brown nicely. So I'm going to just set this to the side, cover it back, and we're going to keep an eye on the onions, keep stirring them, do the splash of water when needed. Then we're going to add the chickpeas and as many potatoes as will fit in here comfortably so that we can keep stirring. I'll show it to you guys next. The onions are nice and brown now. I'm going to use a big slotted spoon, start throwing in the potatoes and the chickpeas. I'm just going to go, like I say, as many as will comfortably fit so I can still keep mixing it up. And then I'm going to show you guys the seasonings to throw in there. Alright guys, so I got most of the potatoes in there. I put all the chickpeas in. Now we are going to add the spices. I'm going to do a big heaping spoonful of curry powder. We are going to add some paprika. Sorry for the less than ideal camera angle and what have you. A little bit more. Going to add some ground caraway seeds to this as well. Helps with the digestion, especially of the kind of pulses. Anything that usually will give people gas. I find that the caraway seeds really helps with the digestion. And here I'm just adding some, I think this is a mix of various spices, but it might just be oregano, or I'm not even sure. Anyway, just for, you can add whatever the heck you want. I'm gonna add some pepper, and we're gonna do a little bit of salt, and I'm gonna do a fair amount of nutritional yeast. I always like to add a little bit of this. I think it just gives it a really nice kind of flavor and good kick at the end. Let's just do the salt before I forget. Don't want to do too much because I always like adding a little bit of soy sauce too, and that is really salty too, so just want to err on the side of caution. You can always add more at the end if you want. And now we are just going to mix this carefully because I did fill it up pretty good. I did not use up all the potatoes. You can obviously save that for doing whatever else you want with them later. You can eat them as mashed potatoes or do another batch of this like on another day. What have you. It's just up to you. But I'm going to just keep stirring this gently, and when I start seeing like a problem of things sticking to the pan, I'm just going to add a tiny bit of water, and then that'll take everything up from the bottom and help it not stick. And yeah, that's pretty much done. So I'm just going to give this a few more minutes. I'll keep kind of gently stirring it, make sure everything gets covered in all the nice flavors and everything. And I'll show you guys at the end when I'm just adding a little bit of water. It'll get a really nice kind of, I don't know, a little bit of a sauce there at the end that just covers everything and coats everything and all the wonderful flavors. You could obviously add whatever kind of seasonings you prefer, but I think it's just a really great way to spice up the potatoes, and really helps them not be, just kind of this bland boiled potato. So yeah, let's get this finished and I'll show you guys when I'm serving it up. I've removed it from the heat source, and you guys can see that you know, it's not really stuck to the bottom. You just have to kind of add just a little bit of water, and you know, all that good caramelization and flavor just comes right up. So everything's done pretty much. We're just gonna plate it up, and I'll show you guys what everything looks like, hopefully in a nice plate setting. So there you guys go. That is the finished final product. It's a really versatile meal. I mean, I found that the potatoes just pair so well with so many things. So like I say, we did the one with the Brussels sprouts, peas, and corn that were all frozen. That came out amazing. The version with the chickpeas comes out amazing. I've done another version where we had frozen broccoli and corn. That came out amazing. I mean, it's awesome. And you're just getting so many nutrients, so many you know, great ingredients in here, really health promoting, good stuff. And you know, the spices, high in antioxidants as well. So it's really great. You're just getting a great meal here for not a lot of money. Really easy to prepare. I mean, the whole thing probably took me, I'd say maybe about 45 minutes, including all the prep work, like you know, peeling and washing the potatoes and all that kind of stuff. So like I would say, even if you just round it up to an hour, I mean, it's a super quick, easy meal. Really cheap. All the ingredients are readily available for most people, hopefully throughout the world. And just a great meal. So hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please do give it a big thumbs up, and subscribe to my channel if you're not signed up yet. And yeah, hope to see you guys in another video soon. And yeah, check out the bread. I think it came out really nice too. Definitely check out my bread making videos if you haven't seen those yet. Hope you enjoy it. All right, guys, see you in another one. Bye.